Trevin has been one of the most trusted and beloved food icons or culinary icons in Sri Lanka for a long time. From 1884 to be precise, and it's been around for so long that it has become a household name and something that is trusted by almost everybody in Sri Lanka. Now, what's special about Green Cabin is that they are launching a whole new exquisite dining menu, including a high tea and brunch menu as well. Now, I want to talk to this a little bit about with Mr. Surendra, who is actually the 5th generation family member of this legacy of a family business. Now, first of all, sir, I hope you're having an amazing day so far. Talk to me a little bit about how you got into this. Did you always want to be a part or join the family business?
First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity and joining us today. So in fact, if you look back, if I go back to my school days, it wasn't the intention, but I always had this passion about being in the hospitality and tourism industry. In fact, I studied tourism and hospitality in growing up, and then eventually I worked in the tourism and hospitality industry. But growing up, it has been always, Green Cabin has always been a passion, and from growing up, I have been eating Green Cabin food.
And but all have.
Yes. So what in fact inspired me was my grandmother. She used to always, so she has been in the business from 1957. So she used to always speak about Green Cabin, how it was, and the good glory days. So it's something that really always resonated me, and it's something that I was always thinking about. But once I moved out and then came back to the country, I thought, why not? There is this 137-year-old brand, and it has so much legacy. So it's only the fact where I thought, okay, why not take this challenge? So when it was in this 4th generation, so then I joined in 2019. So it was always a challenge, but I wanted to always take that challenge. So yes.
You spoke of this being almost a challenge, and you said 2019 is when you first joined the family business. So I'm assuming you're quite new to this whole background or whatnot. Apart from, you said, growing up, being around Green Cabin all the time, what exactly was the biggest challenge getting into the hospitality industry or getting into this business as a whole?
So it's always, so you have to deal with people. So in terms of employees or customers, so but its challenge is, so one person, so you can like sweet, I might not like sweets. You have to cater to everyone. So that is why, in fact, for us, Green Cabin, we have some certain products which go back 100 years, like our Green Cabin chocolate cake, pineapple gatto, iced coffee, which are signature products. But going into the next generation, the generations want different products. So that's understanding that also, that's why we have come up with new products from, in fact, our high tea, so which we have introduced blueberry cheesecakes, then additions to our menus, such as even drinks of our own creation of a karapincha and lime twist, then our own creation of a hot butter karavila. So yes, really understanding those generational different needs is also a challenge.
I guess just adapting and growing, right? Now, speaking of growing, I feel like Green Cabin has progressed so much since 1884. Talk to me a little bit about how exactly do you think were the most pivotal points where you progressed as a business, as a brand?
So when you're talking about over the years, so when you talk, so we started in 1884. So it was started by my great grandfather in 1880. His name was Mudalia Thomas Rodrigo. So then it's really when his son joined the business, which is Cyril Rodrigo. So in fact, this restaurant is named after him. Which this restaurant is known as Cyril Rodrigo's Green Cabin. So it's in fact a tribute to him. So him joining the business, so he really kind of revolutionized the business in the 1930s. So in fact, there was one point where in the 1940s when the Japanese were bombing the entire Colombo. In fact, the brand known as then was Pagoda Tea Room. So that was our first brand. So we never shut down, no matter what. So over the years, going on to third generations, fourth generation, so now it's fifth generation. So really what has revolutionized is that continuing the legacy of our forefathers and really staying true to his beliefs. So his beliefs, our forefathers were really of being warm and welcoming to anyone. So those were the real turning points.
I'm sure all of us growing up, I've been a huge fan of Green Cabin as well. And I feel like all of us growing up have obviously felt this welcoming warmth of Green Cabin, and we're so thankful to you for that. My final question to you is with regards to the new menu that's going to be launching. Talk to me a little bit about that. What should people most look forward to?
Yes, so in fact, it's a high tea menu. So it's perfect for anyone. If it's your meetings or meeting up with friends, so it's a platter for two. So it has about 15 varieties of items, and the specialty of is also it's about the tea. So we are introducing a single origin tea, which is done by Lumbini. So you have different selections of tea, and going back to it's the brunch menu. So the brunch menu will be on weekends and every mercantile holidays. So if person perfect who wants after a late night and wants a late breakfast or maybe breakfast and lunch together, this is the perfect meal.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for sharing all of your beautiful legacies with us as well. It is such a pleasure to have spoken to you.
Thank you for giving the opportunity also.
We have with us none other than Miss Dara. She just had a taste of the high tea menu, and I want you to talk to me a little bit about what you just tasted. Now, Green Cabin just launched the high tea menu, and I had a taste of it myself, and oh my goodness, I loved it. But tell me, what did you think of it? Your most authentic critique of the Green Cabin high tea.
I thought the menu was very extensive and there's a lot of choice for everybody. If you're a meat eater or even just a vegetarian, there's a lot of choice. I love the selection of teas. The masala chai was my favorite. It was very unique and it was very unfiltered. I mean, you didn't need milk or sugar to make it elevate the taste, but it was fantastic.
So not just the food, you're saying the tea was absolutely incredible as well. Talk to me a little bit about Green Cabin, because having grown in Colombo, Green Cabin has been a go-to growing up for me. How has it been for you? Was it always a go-to?
I actually love their lamp rice and their iced coffee. Those two just go hand in hand, and the lamp rice and the iced coffee are things I've been having since I was a child. So if you haven't tried it, you have to try it today, right now.
Absolutely. And I guess the brunch, the high tea menu, and everything that's being added newly is just a good addition to all of the classic Green Cabin food that we all know and love. Thank you so much for being with us today. It was such a pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure talking to you too.
Other than having some of the most flavorful, savory and sweet treats here at Green Cabin, they also have some amazing teas that you definitely need to get your hands on. Now, these teas are called or named Single Origin Ceylon Tea, and it is some of the most exclusive Sri Lankan tea that you could possibly find in Sri Lanka. And that exactly is what they're going to be serving here at Green Cabin, both at the high tea brunch. And if you walk in and if you want a good cup of tea, Green Cabin rather is where you can get it from. Now we have Mr. Mohan to talk to us about this Single Origin tea. You're from Lumbini.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about this wide variety of teas that you offer here at Green Cabin.
Yes, first I am coming from our estate, right? We are a Lumbini Tea Valley and based in down southern part of Sri Lanka. Our estates are situated in about 450 meters of sea level from the sea level. So here you can see, and first thing, we are bordering the Singaraja rainforest. So the soil condition and the climatic region are very specialized and giving the floral honey special taste to these kind of teas. So you can see here in our in Green Cabin we are serving black teas, green teas, and seasonal teas. Also some flavors. So we'll come from this. You can see this is called Lumbini BOPF. You can see it's a kind of breakfast tea. It's a fine particle, and you can see the color, a bright color here, and also a little bit strong. Even we can go with milk. And coming forward to the next, this is Earl Grey, and we have used a good original, a good quality base tea to this, and we have flavored Earl Grey. Also, you can see some these particles from here. Also, then this is a Nurelia seasonal tea. It's a Nurelia region coming from the Nurelia regional and high climatic area, and you can see this gives a special this you can see the mustard color and also the medium flavor to the cup. And this is called Singaraja Wiry Tips, and this particular tea has won 30 awards.
Okay.
Yes, internationally, and this is the we can identify as the most awarded tea in Lumbini. So then this is the peach flavored one, and then this is the jasmine green tea, and this is masala chai. There are 6 different masala like the spices, yes, are mixed in this tea.
One thing I can tell you for sure is that walking around, looking at all of these teas, they look absolutely amazing, and it looks like the authentic tea that all of us want. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for sharing as well. It was such a pleasure talking to you. Green Cabin has introduced such an exquisite high tea menu. Oh my goodness, I'm standing next to it right now and it looks amazing. I am literally salivating because there's so much of variety right next to me. And we have with us Mr. Chitra to talk to us a little bit about the new innovations, the new introductions to the high tea menu that you are absolutely going to love. So talk to me a little bit about this table. It looks absolutely amazing. I think this is the platter that everybody will be receiving.
Yes, that's in fact this is how the platter would look like. So it's actually priced at a very affordable price at 2,200 for 2 people. So in fact, talking a bit about the product, so we have mixed our traditional products with and introduced a lot of our new products. So in terms of our traditional products, which is called our cheesecake, our famous cheesecake without cheese, and in fact, so we have kept that, but we have introduced a lot of new products. We have a carrot cake, a blueberry cheesecake, a lemon meringue. Then we have a stuffed egg with salmon. Then we in fact have a local version of a pol roti with sini sambol. So like that, we have a lot of new introductions also.
I think now you said a whole list of things, sounds mouth-watering to me. But other than that, what I noticed was that there was a lot of Sri Lankan flavor that was induced into the food, which I absolutely love. And I think that's what customers love about Green Cabin as well. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yes, so in fact, a lot of dishes, so what we try to create is make it a high tea Sri Lankan version of it. So that's why, like I said, the pol roti with sini sambol, and so even we have prawn wrapped with bacon, so which is a highlight in of a high tea. And the carrot cake, which is a tea time favorite. Absolutely.
And you said the price for this entire platter for 2 people was only 2,200, if I'm not mistaken. That's super affordable for such exquisite products. Thank you so much for offering this variety of products for people out there. I'm sure they'll be super grateful, and I'm sure that they'll absolutely love it as well.
All right. Thank you.
Green Cabin has introduced brand new brunch and high tea options, and I'm super excited for it. And we have Mr. Trevin to talk to us a little bit about this specific brunch. Now, this brunch is one like no other because it's exclusively Sri Lankan, which I mean is something all of us are super excited about. But talk to me a little bit about this new option that's available for Green Cabin customers, the high tea and the brunch. What should people look forward to the most?
If you look at the high tea, what we're looking at is the history that Green Cabin comes out of, the legend of certain food varieties, and we also want to get in the more younger people to come into Green Cabin and also taking Green Cabin to the next 100 years. So we come 136 years and let's go to the next 100 years. So we're introducing a very, to say it's with a very variety of new things that we have come, as well as keeping our traditional items. And one of those high teas that really, why it is called high tea is because of the tea. And most don't do a proper cup of tea. So that is something that we have put emphasis on. And we are working with Lumbini, one of the most awarded tea companies in Sri Lanka. They do single origin teas. So we bring in from different, the 7 different regions of tea growing in this country, from the low country going up to the champagne of teas in Norelia. So we offer all that variety of teas. And it's, if you come, we have the real, the bud and the 2 leaves. So that's most authentic tea. And so we have a variety of those teas, including an iced tea, which are real quality teas. So that is something that we want to do and to introduce, and also getting Sri Lankans to know more about what they drink and their pride of Ceylon tea. So that is one of the things.
I definitely think around the world as well, Sri Lankan tea is celebrated and kept on such a high pedestal. But the problem is that a lot of Sri Lankans just drink the teka and not just like think about what they're drinking. So what you are offering here at Green Cabin is absolutely amazing. Talk to me a little bit about the brunch option. It's an all Sri Lankan brunch. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, I think it goes to tradition on a holiday on a Sunday morning. And you just want to take it easy. So you can just come over here and you have your mother's kiribat and hoppers. You know, we traditionally had hoppers for breakfast, but now it has become more a dinner than breakfast. So we want to offer those hoppers and all the Sri Lankan favorites. So you could really sit down and the food will be served to you. And that would have all the Sri Lankan touches. But of course, you have a little bit, we're adding on a smoothie, you know, we have an egg station, of course, the way you want it to get it done. So everything that will be served to you, so you don't have to really walk around, but all the Sri Lankan specials, the curries and the sambals and all what we are known for will be offered on that Sunday morning or that day of holiday.
Yes. I guess that's convenience at its best, and also Sri Lankan cuisine at its best. Thank you so much for promoting Sri Lankan flavors, and thank you so much for this conversation as well.
Thank you.
Chef Kalu needs absolutely no introduction because he is one of the most iconic chefs in Sri Lanka and around the world as well. He is not only iconic, he's celebrated for adding a Sri Lankan flair to all of his recipes, and that's why we absolutely love you. But other than that, you know, you have been such an icon in the culinary industry, like I spoke to you about it. Talk to me a little bit about what is the inspiration behind getting into the culinary profession. Did you always know you wanted to be a chef?
It was a hobby turned into profession. So it just for me, it's where I never worked in my life.
I guess that's the best philosophy to live, you know, make what you love the job that you do as well.
Very true. Very true.
And I think why you've excelled so much in what you do is also because you love what you do. Talk to me a little bit about the fact that you add this Sri Lankan flair to all of your recipes. You know, you always have this Sri Lankan flavor that you've introduced around the world. Talk to me a little bit about that. What's the reason?
Well, you know, spices have taken over the world. And everybody wants to have a little bit of chili, a little bit of condiment powders, a little bit of cumin, a little bit of coriander. So we've always wanted to. So I also like a lot of Indonesian food, Thai food, our Sri Lankan food. So I always, with those flavors, I also try to add into this, well, not to kill the meats or the whatever proteins we are doing, but a little subtle hint of all those things, which adds and highlights the flavors to everything. So it's very flavorsome.
I think that's why you're celebrated so much, because you know what you're talking about. Now, talk to me a little bit about this. I absolutely love your personality as well. You have a very spicy personality. Just like you use a lot of ordinary ingredients to turn a dish extraordinary, what are the ingredients, philosophically speaking, what are the ingredients that you use to, spice up your personality? What did it take to get here?
Oh my goodness. Well, I always say this thing. I don't think I didn't go looking for fame. Fame was thrust upon me. So I think it's a combination of all the things I have done. My acting, my getting into drag, my cooking, opening restaurants, shutting restaurants, opening them some other way. So it has been a whole carousel of things. So I think that's all the part of it that has made this aura around me, I think.
I think all the experiences added up to this amazing personality we see in front of us. Now let's talk about Green Cabin. Oh my goodness, they've expanded, they've grown so much. Tell me a little bit about, when you were growing up, was Green Cabin a go-to?
Of course, it was a treat. It was an absolute treat for us to go and have tea or dinner or anything. We used to love the Green Cabin short teas. We used to love to go to Pagoda. And you must remember at that time, these were iconic places, It's not like now there's such a variety, but yeah, the flavors are what is wonderful about here. They haven't changed their flavors, they've stuck to their recipes. And I always come and have hoppers here, and I love their short eats, and now it's easy to get their beautiful presentation boxes. And on top of it, they're going to have a Sri Lankan brunch every weekend, which is very unusual because we get the brunch, everything under the sun, but not totally Sri Lankan. So I'm looking forward for that one.
I'm so glad to hear that you are. I think what you said is absolutely true. Green Cabin has been so iconic to us. Talk to me a little bit, final question, and I'll let you go. To everybody listening out there that are, look up to you, or that look up to you as an inspiration, what do you have to tell everybody that's looking at this right now?
Well, I should talk about this place since we're here. Just come and enjoy of all the good Sri Lankan food. Enjoy the hoppers, which I love the most here. They have superb Gothamba rotis and everything. Just go Sri Lankan. We must promote our own product, eat our own whatever, the curries, the flavors and all, and enjoy yourself. That's all I have to say.
Oh, thank you so much for being with us. It's such a pleasure talking to you. Hope you have an amazing day ahead.
Thank you, and you too.
We have with us none other than Miss Kanta, the chairperson of Green Cabin, and more specifically, one of the most oldest employees of Green Cabin itself. Hope you're doing so good. It's so nice to see you. It's so nice to talk to you. Now, you've been here for so long. You've seen Green Cabin progress from, ages back. Talk to me a little bit about that experience of what has it felt like to see something that you started so humbly grow to the huge venture. It is, yeah.
I can't believe it.
I'm sure it's super exciting as well. I know that your son, your grandchildren have taken on, they're expanding this business, they're growing it. Are you proud of it? What are your thoughts on it?
Very happy.
I mean, it is your legacy that's going on after all. Talk to me a little bit about, what have you seen the progress, there's been a lot of progress. What?
Quite different. The attitude is quite different. If we were there, we wouldn't have grown like this.
I'm sure. I actually disagree with that, because I feel like at your time, you did what was necessary for your business to grow.
Knowledge, not much knowledge.
But look at where it has come. You've grown with that little knowledge, with that humble beginning. You were able to grow so much, which is absolutely
It's
fantastic.
really my father's.
Talk to me a little bit about your father.
Yeah, he was a very generous man.
Okay.
I sometimes used to say, checks, people used to give checks and used to tell me, little bounce, he's in difficulty. He had that attitude, and he was very concerned about the staff. And even from that time, long ago, we used to give the staff the books.
Right.
Before the government started, he was very keen on education. So he always helped.
So I think, for me, when you said that, it sounds like the good you do always comes back, and this is how it's come back. A brand new location, so much growth for your business, and I'm so happy that I got to talk to you. You look so happy to be here. It's such a pleasure talking to you. I hope you have an amazing day ahead.
Thank you.
a little bit about Cyril Rodrigo's Green Cabin. This location, it's brand new. It's super convenient. Talk to me a little bit about it and why you decided this specific location.
So it's a good question. So specifically asking about this particular location. So it's in fact a 100-year-old house, which actually belonged to one of our old customers. So which was renovated to this restaurant. So in fact it replicates my great grandfather was Cyril Rodrigo's his home. So it kind of replicates homely, warm, and welcoming. So this restaurant, in fact, which from our restaurant, we are famous for traditional dishes, which are Archie's chicken, Sia's beef jaggery, and of course our hoppers. But in fact, so what we have realized, kept the traditional products and introduced some new products also into the menu, so catering to the next generation also.